Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be a compelling vision for your life. Well, I've got an interesting email here today because I got a guy who I've done some coaching with him, some phone sessions in the past, and he says I helped him deal with a lot of internal bullshit of his, and he's gotten to the point where he's really successful with women. However, he claims he's gotten to the point where he has so much success with women that he's really just not into anything, not really into his life. He kind of feels like he's lost that fire in his belly. And it just kind of reminds me of the situation that I was in when I was really starting to learn and master this stuff. Because when I was younger, I was very successful. I was always driven, focused, motivated. And I was thinking, I just need the right girl for me. Once I find the right girl, then I'll have everything. And so I was still striving for what I wanted. And eventually, once I learned enough, and I wrote about this in my book, I found the ultimate woman to me. And 6 months later, I was like, why am I still not happy? What the fuck? I got everything. I got the world by the balls. I can buy anything I want when I want. I can travel. I always stay at the nicest place. I got this gorgeous girl that loves me. What more can I ask for? But I just was not satisfied. And that's the interesting thing. So it's like if you're in that place where you think, oh, a woman's going to make me happy, and I talk about this a lot, you have to be at a place right now where you love your life, you love being single, and you're totally cool with being single for the rest of your life if that's what happens. Because you enjoy your life and you enjoy who you are. But if you've got something where you think, oh, this person's going to make me happy, or oh, when I get this ideal job, or oh, when I make $1 million, or I buy my dream house, or I buy a Porsche, or a Lambo, or a Ferrari, whatever it happens to be, then I'll be happy. Well, you're putting your happiness, or your happiness being dependent upon something that is outside of yourself, and you achieve that thing, or that circumstance, or you get that person that you think you want, and then after the newness wears off, kind of like when you're a kid, you get the birthday present you always wanted, or a Christmas gift that you always wanted, or whatever it happens to be. It's fun, you play with it for a while, and then you kind of get bored of it, you throw it in your toy box, and you don't even fuck with it anymore. That's why it's so important to know who you are and what you want, and have a compelling vision. It gets you up early in the morning every day. And another thing that women will do for your life is if on a scale of 1 to 10, you think your career is a 7 or an 8, or maybe it's a 9 or a 10. And you get in this great relationship with a great woman in your life, and then you start, because things go so well in your personal life, and then you start looking around the rest of your life and go, you know what, I'm really not in the best shape I could be in. Or you know what, my business partners are dicks. Or you know what, I really fucking hate this job, and I don't even like it anymore. And it's like, so what you thought was awesome in your life, you get a great woman in your life, then you look around and you realize, no, it's really not that great. And so that's why, as human beings, you can never stop evolving. There's always another level. There's always another mountain to climb. You always got to have something that you're striving for to reach. It's about a compelling, or creating a compelling journey for yourself, something that gets you up early in the morning and keeps you up late at night. And what I'm seeing in this guy's email is that it just doesn't seem like he has a real compelling, exciting vision for his life, and he's more than likely was kind of in the same place that I once was. If you just get the girl, or you're able to get the kind of women that you want in your life, then you'll have it all. Or then you kind of get it all, so to speak, and you realize, oh, this kind of sucks. So I've got a quote that I wrote, and then we're going to go through his email. And the quote says, every human being needs to have a compelling vision and mission for their lives. That means we all need to have a compelling reason to get up and out of bed in the morning to enthusiastically look forward to our daily tasks and activities. If you're not excited about your life and do not have a compelling reason to get out of bed in the morning, then it's going to be almost impossible to enjoy your life, do the things you know you need to do, have great, high-quality relationships, and reach your full potential. It could be something as simple as being a great mom or dad. The important thing is that until you find out what your passion is, you must keep searching, exploring, and trying new things until you find something that excites you and makes you feel totally alive. And even when I was younger, there were things that I wanted and I really wanted to do, and once I started doing them, I did them for a while and they were great, and then I got kind of bored, or I was looking for the next challenge. And especially as men, we always got to have something that we're striving for, something that we're trying to become better at. It's kind of like the astronauts that went to the moon. It's like, what do you do after you fucking go to the moon and you walk in the moon for the first time? How do you fucking top that? How do you come back to life and you're like, yeah, I walked in the moon, now what? Now what do I do with my life? You gotta have something that juices you, that jazzes you, and it's gonna evolve as you grow and you get older. The things that you love to do today, and that's like one of the things I experience in my business that I have with my former business partners. I've been dreaming about that my whole life. My expectations of the success I thought I'd be, and when I actually achieved the success, I completely blew all my goals out of the water. I achieved goals that I thought were going to take my entire life to achieve in 10 to 15 years. And it's like, so I checked everything off. It's like, what do you do when you checked everything off in your list of everything you've wanted to do? Then what? And I was just dating this really fucking awesome, amazing girl at the time. And I remember before I got into the relationship, I was so passionate. I was so filled with fire in my belly for my business. And, oh, I'm going to grow into a billion-dollar company. We're going to have offices all over the States and eventually all over the world. It's going to be great. And then after a year or so of dating her, I remember thinking, man, I just didn't have the same internal enthusiasm that I once had for it. And that was really a difficult time for me. And I was thinking, it's like, what do I do now? How do you top that shit? Because I just got to the point where I love the money and I love the success and I love the business that we had, but the people that I was in relationship with, because I was evolving as a person, and my business partners, like, we were all kind of going in 3 different directions. And I just realized, and I was like the last person to realize, even like my bookkeeper, my accountant, when I told her this, she's like, yeah, I could tell about a year ago that you just didn't have the same passion for it. And it's like, so mentally I was telling myself how great and how awesome my life was, but it really wasn't that great and it wasn't that awesome. And it really took being in a relationship with a really amazing woman who really loved me and who I loved back. And it was so different than everything. It was better than anything I had had up until that point in my life. And it was easy and effortless. And because her and we had such an easy and effortless relationship, we never argued, we got along. We're still great friends to this day. And I was like thinking, I really started to pause and reflect and look at my business relationship with my partners. I was like, you know, that relationship's not easy and effortless. It's always been lots of friction. There's not as much friction as there was when we first got into business, but it's like we were always just kind of butting heads on things here and there. And like one of my partners was, you know, he was an egomaniac, and he was always accusing myself and my other business partner of being egomaniacs. And it just after a while, it's just like, here we go again. It's like, now I'm going to have to apologize for shit that I didn't do because he's getting butthurt about something, or that he perceives that I've done some kind of violation to himself or his dignity. And I remember sitting there and I was just like, I was just over it. And he got mad at me about something, and I was just sitting there looking at him, and you know, we were in my office, he had the door closed, and he says, you need to find a way to buy me out. And I was just like, I don't want to be your business partner anymore. And the reality was, he just wasn't happy. He never really loved our business. He wanted to go and do something else. And that's how it was coming out. And I was sitting there, I was like, you know, internally I'm thinking this, and I'm just like, I'm so over this. It's like, I don't want to deal with this shit. And I go home, I got this great fucking girl at home who's crazy about me. She's easy to talk to. We get along great. And I come to work every day, and I got to deal with this fucking jackass. And then I got my other partner who was, you know, he's always trying to find ways to cut me out of certain deals, where I was like, I'm just fucking tired of this. Because it's like you get to a place in your life where you have ease, delight, most things are peace. I mean, I still would get stressed out at times. I get upset or I express myself, but you have a great relationship in your life, and you got just all this fucking stress. It's like, you know, all these people that are in your face, bitching, that really aren't aligned, that aren't vibing at that same level. And it just gets old. After like a decade of working together, being in business together, it's just like, it's about as much fun as watching fucking paint dry, you know? It's like, oh, I need to find a way to buy you out. And I was just thinking, I can remember like I was sitting there yesterday, like it was just moments ago, having this conversation with him, even though it was literally almost 11, 12 years ago. I was just like, I was done with it. I was tired of the bullshit. I just thought, I'm not going to go apologize to him because he fucking hates our business and he really wants to retire and go do something else. Fuck it. Fine. I don't want to work this out anymore. Because it was always in the past, because like all the money I was making and all my lifestyle, was like, I didn't want to lose that because I feared losing it. And because I feared losing what I had, I was always willing to compromise my values and my principles. And so I kept going along with this shit. And I just got fucking tired of it. And I just finally was like, fuck it. And I remember I went to my other partner and he was like, yeah, man, I'm kind of done too. And so within 12 months, we'd all gone our separate ways. And it was nice to be out of that business relationship that had given me so much stress. I made a shitload of money. All of us, three of us, made a lot of money together, and all of our employees made a lot of money working for us. It just wasn't fun anymore. But it took having a great relationship and opening me up to the success that I had that I realized that, you know what? I need to make a lot of changes in my business life, my personal life, a lot of friendships that I need to get out of my life, people that were in my life that really didn't belong there anymore. And I thought, well, okay, now if I'm going to start over and do something else, would I want to stay in real estate or in construction, or would I want to go do something else? And the first thing that popped in my mind was being a coach. And that was when I made the decision to become a full-time life coach. And then once I made that decision, I was all excited, like, yeah, this is great. I remember it was like my back got all hot and like I just felt goosebumps and chills all over. It was amazing. I had a new compelling vision for my life, and that was the process that I had gone through. And you know, after going through this guy's email, that's what I suspect that's kind of in the place that he's at. And so let's go through his email. He says, Dear Corey, you helped me a while back to get real with some of my internal bullshit, and I want to say thanks. Since then, I've read your book 10 times and I watch your videos regularly. I have overcome the neediness and insecurity I had before, and I've become very comfortable in my own skin. I'm now completely balanced mentally, in exceptional physical shape, and I don't get angry or reactive to stress. However, I feel like I'm completely tranquil and indifferent to everything to the point where I've lost my edge. My take it or leave it attitude has gone too far, and the fire has been taken out of my belly. I say this because my body language is excellent. I never break eye contact with anyone first, and I get a lot of looks from both guys and girls when I'm going about my day just from the way I carry myself. I've even been complimented on this numerous times by random hot chicks, and I don't have a problem getting numbers or dates. I often don't text people back for weeks, though, and I struggle to feel anything towards anyone other than a fleeting thing, and I lose interest really quickly, even to the point where I've stopped mid-fuck because I wasn't into sex and haven't been for a while. This sounds like somebody who thought a woman would make him happy, or being successful with women would make him happy. It was the last thing he needed, and he gets the success that he thought was going to make him happy, and he realizes that he's just been going through the motions. It's the same shit that I went through. And so you really need to look long and hard at every area of your life on a scale of 1 to 10. How is your career or your business? If it ain't a 10, then you need to ask yourself, what would be a 10? What are the things that you really love and enjoy in life that you're not, in other words, what are the hot buttons? What are the things you really love and you enjoy doing that maybe you're not doing in your current business or career? You need to look at that. Maybe you need to move in a new direction. Maybe it's changing businesses. Maybe it's changing careers. But bottom line is, you don't sound like a guy who's getting up every day feeling like he's carrying out his mission and his purpose in life. You're just kind of like going through the motions now. As I talk about this all the time. If you think a woman's going to make you happy, or having women or lots of women in your life is going to make you happy, once you get that into your life, or those women in your life, or that woman in your life that you think is going to be the be-all, end-all, every other area of your life that kind of sucks or it's average or mediocre, you're going to look around and you're like, and that's kind of the place that he's at. I mean, at the end of the day, the whole purpose of all relationships is you go there to give. You can't give away what you don't have for yourself. And so if you're not crazy in love with your life, or who you are, or what you're all about, or what you're doing for a living, or what your purpose and mission is in life, you're not going to feel like you have enough to give away to somebody into a relationship. You're looking at it as like not so much that you want to love the women that you're with, it's you're thinking, oh, they're going to make you happy. But you realize that the sex and being with these women is not making you happy because you just simply don't have a compelling vision and mission for your life, something that gets you up early in the morning, keeps you up late at night. That's the beauty of women. It's like they literally will magnify every area of your life that maybe you're deficient in, or areas of your life that are relationships or circumstances or jobs or careers or businesses that just don't do it for you anymore, that they no longer serve you, and it's time to move in a new direction. Because if you're getting up every day and you're loving what you're doing, you're happy, you're excited, you're going to want to share that happiness and that excitement with these women that you're with. But instead, you're not really jazzing your life, and you're realizing, well, that's why you're stopping mid-fuck here, because you're not happy about your life. You really need to look long and hard at your mission and your purpose in life and start moving towards things that you're curious about. That's why a lot of guys have midlife crises. This situation I was talking about, I went through with my business partners. I was 30, 34, 35 when I went through all this. I just turned 45 now. And it was like 2003 was kind of like the peak of that business. So you're talking like 11, 12 years ago. I peaked in like 2003 in real estate and mortgage and the construction business. I still love to build custom homes. It's just all those parts of that business that I didn't enjoy, I don't do that kind of shit anymore. Because it didn't excite me. He says, a fire in my belly before made me go after things and was untamed and unrefined. It caused me to have foot and mouth moments too, and as a result, I'd screw up in my relationships and career. Now it isn't there at all, and I've lost my edge. I'm just a bit meh about opportunities. How can I balance the two? If you can take the fire out of the man, you lose the man and every good attribute that goes with him, no? Well, like I said, what I'm looking at here and what I read, it just reminds me so much of what I went through 11, 12 years ago with my former business partners. And I completely fucking changed my life. I sold all my houses, sold my other car, got rid of my boat, my jet ski, sold all my artwork, all my furniture, just everything. I basically started living like a college student all over again. And everybody that knew me was like, what are you doing? Oh my God, like this great life and this money and this houses and this. Are you fucking out of your mind? Are you stupid? Have you completely lost it? Have you gone insane? Are you fucking crazy? It's like, no, I just wasn't doing it for me anymore. I want to create something new. I want to get up every day and love what I do. And I just simply wasn't. I didn't have the same internal enthusiasm that I once did. Even Wayne Dyer, Dr. Wayne Dyer talked about this. He was a tenured professor in college. I think he was 35, 36 years old at the time, if I remember right, when he was telling the story. And this was like back in the 1970s. And he got to a point where he realized that teaching was great and all, but he didn't have the same internal enthusiasm for it anymore. And he just decided, you know what? I want to write self-help and self-reliance, books that teach self-reliance, and start talking about it. And he walked away from his profession and got his book deal written, and he had to market it all himself. This is obviously way before the internet. And what he did is he got a station wagon and filled it full of hundreds and hundreds of copies of his book, and he had a publicist, and he just went from city to city within his station wagon, going and doing radio interviews and schlepping his book basically on his own. Because obviously, like I said, this is before the internet. And so he had to market it and get it out there, and eventually, over time, he had enough book sales that he eventually sold 30 million copies of that book, Your Erroneous Sons. This is back in the 1970s worldwide. 30 million copies. Can you imagine? That's a lot of fucking books. That's a lot of donuts, But and everybody is like, people that he worked with, they're like, oh, we need to talk. I'm really concerned about your career. Everybody tried to talk him out of it, because here he is. He's leaving. He's walking away from something that was so important to everybody around him, but his heart wasn't in it anymore. And he knew he needed to do something different. And his wife and his family totally loved him and totally supported him in it. And so he went and did it, and obviously it worked out great for him. So, like I said, at this point in your life, you're simply not happy. You don't have something that's getting you up in the morning, jazzing you. And so, like I said, I do a lot of phone sessions with men and women that have gotten to this point, who are like, they've got a great relationship, they've got great friends, got a really good business, really career. They're just kind of like, I'm just not excited about anything. Because if you're not excited about your life, you're gonna have a lack of enthusiasm. And if the purpose of all relationships is you go there to give, if you're not loving yourself and you're not loving your life, you're gonna have a really hard time making those people that are in your life, your friends, your lovers, your family, you're gonna have a hard time making them feel loved. Because like I said, you can't give away what you don't have for yourself. And if you right now where this place where this guy is at, he's not jazzed about his life. He's probably, if I was to talk to him on a scale of 1 to 10, I was like, tell me what you're on a scale of 1 to 10, how emotionally compelling is your current career? He'd probably tell me it's a 5 or a 6 or maybe even less. You're not going to be happy in that. And so that's when I would start digging deeper to find out, well, what do you really love? And help him come up with a plan as to where he can go in life, what he can focus on, what he can gravitate towards so he can get that enthusiasm back, get that fire in his belly back that he feels like he's lacking. Because once I can help him identify what that is, and then he starts moving that direction, it'll dramatically change his relationships. Even if it takes him 5 or 10 years to get to where he wants to be, to get to the kind of level of success that he wants, at least he's got a goal. He's got something to strive for. And as men, remember, masculine energy is all about purpose, drive, mission, succeeding, accomplishing, breaking through barriers, achieving, goal setting. And like I said, I don't see anywhere. It's like the career is just kind of like, I've been through this. I know what it's like. If you'd like me to help you with this, if you're at a place like this in your life where you're successful with women, you got plenty of friends, you got good money, you got a decent career, but you're just not waking up every day going, oh, I love what I fucking do. If you're not waking up every day going, God, I fucking love what I do, you really, and you don't necessarily know where you want to be 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, go to my website, click the products tab at the top of your screen on any page, and book a paid phone or Skype coaching session with yours truly. And I'll be happy to help you figure out what that is, because you got to have a purpose. You got to have a mission. You got to have a reason to get up early in the morning. You got to have something to look forward to. You got to have an exciting, compelling journey. Because if you don't, if you're not in love with your life, if you're not in love with what you do for a living, it's going to have a negative effect, just like you're seeing this guy. It has a really negative effect on his relationships. He was all excited at first. He's hooking up with women left and right. Now he's just like, you know, and then mid-fuck, he's just rolling off the women, and that's it. And they're like, what's wrong? It's not you, it's me. I mean, it really is in this particular case, because obviously the women are going to think there's something wrong with him, but no, it's really what's going on inside. He doesn't have that fire in his belly. And like I said, I do a lot of coaching. About half the phone sessions I do with men and women are helping them come up with a compelling vision and mission for their lives, because once you have that and you know what it is, it has you'll go to the gym and you'll work out more. You'll eat better. But if you're getting up every day going, ah, fuck, I don't want to get out of bed in the morning, are you going to feel motivated to go to the gym? No. Are you going to take the time to make yourself spend 20 or 30 minutes or maybe an hour juicing vegetables or making a healthy salad for yourself? No, you're going to be fucking running to McDonald's for the Big Mac attack. Because you're not going to give a fuck. You're not going to have any enthusiasm for your life, so therefore you're not going to really care about everything in your life. Your friendships, you're going to kind of let them go by the wayside. You're not going to invest the energy into them that you once did. Every man and every woman's got to have a compelling vision, a compelling mission for their lives. I'll talk to you soon.